So I just have to ask this question based upon all the things we've talked about already about the offense. Jared Goff having his confidence back, this deep stacked wide receiver room, this out of the world offensive line that we have. You now add Ben Johnson into that little mix. I have to ask you this question. How good do you think Ben Johnson can make this offense be in his first year?
Sky's the limit out of top 10, top 5. Sky's the limit, honest to God. I really think so. I mean, injuries, again, obviously always a factor, but sky's the limit. They kind of turned it around a little bit. We already talked about it at the end of the season last year. So many pieces to get the ball to. The strength is the offensive line, which is the best part about this team in general. They have backs. Jared Goff, when he has time and has open receivers, can find those open receivers. Dan Campbell seems like the type of guy too who will go, "Hey Ben, you're a genius with this stuff. Like, do your thing, bro. I'm not gonna put a leash on you." Like, it feels like this offense should be able to score points from week 1 to week 17 without any single problem. It sounds like they should be able to run the ball if they feel like it, throw the ball if they feel like it, maybe a reverse if they want to, a little QB sneak, whatever. They should be able to manhandle everyone they play. So the sky's the limit. Again, it's like I don't want to sit here and crown them already when we've had problems. And again, you know how I feel about Goff, where I'm not sitting here going, he's going to do no wrong this year. Like, he'll have his games, I'm sure. But I do think the sky's the limit. And then you factor in Ben Johnson, apparently is the smartest guy on earth. How could you sit here and go, they won't be any good? I don't think it's possible to do that.
I look at it this way. The offense last year, despite the injuries, despite the lack of overall talent, despite the fact Jared Goff was brand new in a new system, new city, new head coach, new offensive court, new everything, it was still a middle-of-the-pack offense. Lower middle end of the pack, but it was still a middle-of-the-pack offense. Now, take that all in perspective. You then add the offensive line is fully healthy. You have an offensive coordinator that not only is willing to work with his quarterback, but build the offense around him. You then have arguably one of the best 1-2 punches at running back with a nice third punch in Craig Reynolds on the side. And you have a deep receiving core that also includes the likes of TJ Hawkinson, which is probably a top 10 to top 5 tight end right now. So it's like, okay, you have all that together. I'm not going to say that the Lions will, but what I am going to say is they can, and there is no reason why we shouldn't believe that the Lions can be one of the best offenses in the league this year. Because let's understand something. They're playing the second easiest schedule in terms of travel, number one. Like, they have the second least amount of travel yards out of all the teams in the NFL, number one. Number two, compared to their schedule from last year, this is a cakewalk. This is a cakewalk of a schedule. Like, honestly, the hardest games on the schedule they have this year, obviously, the Buffalo Bills, Dallas Cowboys, the New England Patriots, the Eagles are going to be a fun one. And again, you've got maybe one or two other teams on there that are going to give them some fits. But other than that, the majority of this schedule, very, very winnable games. Most of these teams that they're playing are in rebuilds of their own, and they just got done with their first year, or they're starting their first year, so they're a year behind us. So in my mind, it's like, listen, there is no reason in my mind that Ben Johnson cannot get this offense into a top 10, top 5 consideration conversation. And if that happens, Jared Goff, he'll be back next year. The offense will be kept together for another year. We can use those first-round draft picks in 2023 draft to continue to build the defense, to get more pieces.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way.